Almost 5 years ago, I visited Vivo's headquarters in Shenzhen for the first time. At the time, Chinese phone brands still had a reputation as makers of unoriginal handsets that borrowed design elements from Apple. My visit that day did not change that perception much. I remember a Vivo employee showing me the company's phones, alongside some Oppo devices, too, and they looked almost identical to the iPhone 6s. But Chinese tech companies work endlessly and tirelessly. I have seen firsthand the notorious 996 system that sees employees work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week, and this work ethic has allowed companies to improve at a rapid pace. In the 5 years since that visit, Vivo's smartphones have improved by leaps and bounds. They now feature original premium designs, and in the case of the company's newest X70 Pro Plus flagship phone, it's beating Apple instead of following it. The Vivo X70 Pro Plus is the third in the company's gimbal camera series that started with 2020's X50 and early 2021's X60. I already thought the top-end model of the latter line, X60 Pro Plus, had arguably the best low-night camera I've ever tested, and the X70 Pro Plus takes that arguably and turns it into a conclusive victory. The Vivo X70 Pro Plus is my favorite nighttime camera, and its photos are usually slightly better than the same shots captured by the iPhone 13 Pro. Don't just take my word for it, see these samples for yourself. In the trio of samples above, Vivo's colors are more aesthetically pleasing, shots are a bit sharper if you zoom in, and the dynamic range is better. Pay attention to the lights in the iPhone's shot, they're slightly blown out. That's not the case in Vivo's shots. Of course, there's much more to a camera than just capturing night landscape shots. The iPhone 13 Pro's camera is still better at some areas like selfies and portrait captures. But overall, the Vivo X70 Pro Plus cameras can go toe-to-toe with Apple's absolute best and more than hold its own. Vivo developed its own brain to process images. The magic for the X70 Pro Plus is not just its excellent 50-megapixel camera using a large GN1 sensor. That sensor has actually been used by Vivo for well over a year. The difference this time is that the X70 Pro Plus runs on Vivo's new proprietary V1 imaging chip. This V1 chip handles image signal processing. Essentially it's the brains that registers what the eyes, camera lens and sensor see. And having its own dedicated chip gives phone brands more control over the entire image processing pipeline. According to Vivo, the V1 helps the phone reduce noise and produce better HDR. The samples above seem to back these claims up. Not many phones have pulled this off, because making your own chip, as opposed to just buying one from an established chipmaker like Qualcomm, costs a lot of time and money.